I'm a huge advocate for kids. If I can influence them in any kind of way, I'm trying to. How do we get these kids out of the mental psychosis that is pushed to them by social media?
By building their actual self-esteem. Social media is just replacing watching TV, playing video games, or being outside at the playground. If we stop demonizing social media and we start putting pressure on the proper conversation, which is, are we actually building kids' self-esteem or are we not?
I want to say thank you. I have 6 kids, changed the way that I parent. Gratitude, empathy, and I'm not pushing them to go to college anymore. Let them do what they want, man. Go taste things.
As long as they put in work, right?
We wear these that say work, hustle, grind, be kind.
I love it.
That's it, man.
It's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.
If you were in my position and you're looking to build the #1 men's self-development podcast and brand, what would your strategy be?
What do you want to happen? Are you selling anything to that audience, or are you just trying to build brand awareness?
Build brand, for sure.
Then I would say it's a heavy game of content, filming things, post-producing them. The thing that I think most people continue to not do well is you need to be on every platform. TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. Really grind on guests and output. That's how you win that game. Too many people are like, I want to build the biggest men's fucking platform. And then they're putting out 3 pieces of content a day instead of 12. The more you put out, the more good things will happen. And you need to figure out a system, film as much as possible. This should be 3 clips, 2 clips, 9 clips. And I think that's how you do it. But you have to remember, it takes time.
Yeah.
I'm in an accelerated digital marketing and analytics program through a technical college.
Yep.
Amazing program.
You're more likely to get a job by DMing people on LinkedIn than you are in getting that publication. While you're doing that certification, which is also good, not bad, you should in parallel put out content on LinkedIn and literally DM and message Utah-based digital firms and being like, I'm this is what I'm about, literally getting 113 no's for one person to say yes and have that job.
Cool.
The #1 thing we all need to figure out is how not to give the world leverage. We need to have the leverage, and the way we have leverage is through vulnerability, self-awareness, good intent, being in a kind place, you know?
I think life is a race, but
it's really not. Yeah. Or it is, but you're not gonna win a 90-year race by trying to sprint.
We got a podcast going.
Yes.
Maybe like a tip on how to grow
the podcast. Consistency matters, and you've got to put in that work. That is the way to build an audience. Do you guys enjoy doing it?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Then you're good. If you're at every 2-3 weeks, there's probably some subconscious discouragement of it not growing, and I think the way to get it to grow is absolutely through the clips. 100%. The other way to get it to grow, spend time watching social media and see which people are on the come up that are small. If you DM them and say, yo, you want to be on our podcast? They're probably going to say yes if they only have 5,000.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden, God willing, in 3 years, you have a Charlie D'Amelio or Polo G or GaryVee on your show 3 years before they became who they are. That might be the springboard for you. Clip and find talent that's emerging. Those are the 2 things.
I'm an independent musician. I've been, just chasing the dream for a long time. I'm in a very niche market. We do what's called like nerd rap.
Nerd rap.
Yeah, so I'm a former teacher, so we make rap songs about
that
science,
educate?
literature.
I like it.
Just recently become a foster parent.
Okay.
I'm getting into children's music.
I love that for you.
Thank you. As a creator, any tips on like when you're ready to make a pivot and you're not sure how your current audience is going to necessarily take it?
Yeah, I mean, I went from wine to business. It was a hard pivot. And some people were like, yo, wine guy, stop talking about business. I'm here for wine. I was like, look, I'll give you both. You can't worry about your current audience. You just can't. It's not what's in your heart right now.
I needed to hear that. It's already, so it's what you know. It's already there.
It's not in your heart. So what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna get less views? Who cares? It's not in your heart.
People higher up than me, I feel that they don't see my potential.
Yep.
And so it kind of got me down a little bit.
Well, that's because you are valuing other people's opinions. I'm obsessed with helping people not value other people's opinions because it is the quickest path to be in a very good place. You have to be kind to yourself. You're gonna have to work on this every day. Everybody here has had struggles and done dumb shit and needed reset. You're so young. Don't beat yourself up. Be proud of yourself that you had the strength to know that you needed to reach out to somebody or that somebody reached out to you and now you're resetting. We all suck at things and we're all good at things.
Thank you
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's called ALA.
ALA.
All love, always.
I love that.
I want it to be a mindset movement, personally.
Yeah.
I don't know how much people will gravitate towards that. So for now, it's just my mindset.
If one person gravitates toward it, it's a win. The reason this all happened to me is I never needed it to happen to me. It was just logical to me. I'm like, if one person likes my wine videos and learns about wine, then that's good. When I started doing business, I'm like, if one person's business gets better, that'll be good. When I started talking a little bit more perspective, I'm like, that was the biggest one. If one person's perspective is in a better place because of something I make, then life is good. And so I think if one fucking person changes their life because of it, you won.
100%. Trying to keep that in mind and attack the content with that.
Well, that's because what's good about keeping that in mind is it actually makes you patient.
Yes.
I'll have to make some compromises, right?
Of
and my
course.
mind is not mentally allowing me to agree that I'm making these compromises professionally in my 30s. I feel like that's fundamentally wrong.
I think that that's where you have to hack. I would actually argue some of my least productive years of my career were in my 30s. Ironically, 30 was when I triggered in. If I said right now, as an athlete, what were your worst seasons? I would say 28, 29. For the only time in my career, I had I'm even scared to say it out loud, micro complacency. But Wine Library did it. So from 22 to 28, I didn't breathe. But at 28, it happened. Like it was it. It was undeniable that Wine Library was one of the most successful independent wine retailers in the country. And I kind of got into a groove. I built a good team. I didn't want to build a second store. You know, I just had micro complacency. And then at 30, I started Wine Library TV 3 months after 30, and that changed the next 17 years of my career. I would say I had that complacency and nothing happened. And I would argue that in 12 years I'll be doing this and I'll explain how I had complacency the year after COVID. Who the heck knows?
Did you realize that complacency in the time, or did you know you were being complacent, or was it an after effect?
It was in hindsight. And the reality is there's no reason to beat yourself up. There's no reason to hold yourself to a standard that doesn't come natural. There's no reason to create an ideology of you being a superhero when you're just a human being. And I think your framework is right. You could build the biggest augmented reality company in the world. If your parents pass away and during that era and you say, wait a minute, why didn't I go to dinner with them once every 2 weeks, or nothing matters. So you've got it. You've got it.
So if you were able to go back to 20-year-old Gary, what are you telling him? One piece of advice with his entrepreneurial career.
And this is going to be a tough one because I was so extreme in this direction. So this may not help you, but it might in the direct, but it might help you in the macro. It's okay to take a Saturday off. I was 110% work.
Okay.
And I do believe that balance is best. And in hindsight, a few vacation days, a few Saturdays, a few ball games, just like doing shit besides working.
Being 20 again.
Being 20.
Yeah.
Some 20-year-olds, it's like, hey, you need to start building your discipline and work ethic. Yeah. Other 20-year-olds, it's like, hey, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Yeah.
Number one.
So like, look, it's all great to like take advantage of your youth. A lot of kids that are overly soft and overly like not starting to do things that are inconvenient wake up at 30 and are struggling too. So like, the best thing I can tell a 20-year-old who's a little too chill, if you actually believe even for you are, find something to be disciplined about. That might be the gym, that might be school. Just one thing to get you into being tolerant of inconvenience. Too many people just want everything to be easy. And the ultimate comfort is not finding ways to be comfortable. The ultimate comfort is to fucking know that you are comfortable in any adversity.
Absolutely.
So I wanted some feedback on Big Venture Challenge in terms of how to document it. The challenge itself, I want to travel from the highest to the lowest elevation points of each state using only human power. The problem I'm running into is figuring out whether I should be branding this for the challenge, or I'm trying to launch a company around this of helping people to face that discomfort. Because so many of us are afraid to start something.
I think you can do both or intertwine it into the long form. That's not a challenge. VeeFriends was an IP that was a Pokemon Sesame Street thing that was based on me making wine and business videos, which brought awareness to it. And for many people here, they could give a fuck about NFTs and VeeFriends, but for some of them they do. And you could do the same thing. Make that content awesome. And then for the business that you're gonna build, a percentage of those people are gonna come with that journey, and a percentage is not, and that's beautiful. Yo, how's that cotton candy? Yo, how's the cotton candy? It's good, it's good.
So I didn't know you were gonna be here today, so I was thinking in line what I wanted to say to you. And I love all the business stuff. I'm not sure we have bakeries and pizzerias and cookie stores and stuff, but the most important stuff that you talk about is your upbringing with your mom. because I have these 5 kids, send them through the best schools and all that stuff, and I'm realizing over time, and they all need something different.
Yes, sir.
Even though one might be a doctor,
that's right.
Al's probably going to come and work with me in the bakery.
I get it.
We changed him to homeschool, and he's coming in, he's working the counter, he's 8 years old, you know? Thank you. That's the most important stuff that you post, your upbringing.
Raising children based on them, not based on an ideology or based on you, is everything, and more of that gets into the world, this place is going to be real good real fast.
We're already turning a lot of corners.
I'm pumped to hear that.
I help people in the Hispanic community.
Yes.
I'm a business consultant, so I help them realize their dream of owning their own restaurants, their own food businesses, food trucks.
It's amazing.
And I'm trying to find out ways to get more into my communities, you know.
Affect it more, do more of it?
Help more people. To be able to help more people.
And so what do you need to help more people?
Increase my social media and stuff like that, yeah.
Direct mail, believe it or not, it's an old school, but sometimes that Facebook is huge. Nextdoor, do you know what Nextdoor is?
Yeah.
You've got to do that work. So right now I'm very focused on one I haven't talked a lot about called the optimistic otter.
Okay.
I think optimism, I'm starting to realize like if you don't have optimism, it's kind of over.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have if like you don't think it can be good, then it definitely can't be good.
I'm 23, I'm young, super ambitious, but I feel like sometimes, like I have the willpower and just the energy to do literally anything, and I do well at everything. But sometimes I feel like I lack the clarity and focus that I need to like go all the way.
You're not sure if you like it?
I feel like I can like anything.
The reason I say like is clarity comes from the why. Like when you say, I don't have the clarity to go all the way, it's either insecurity to go all the way or lack of clarity on the why you're even doing it or what makes you happy. It's one of those two. Which one does it feel like? Or not? Or it might be something else. Is there?
I guess I'm not knowing why I'm doing it.
That's good. That's not a bad thing. You said you were 23?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you know you're capable and you're hungry and ambitious, there's a level of pressure because you're like, I was fortunate that I can do shit. This is why I push patience so much. Because you're putting undue pressure on yourself for no reason. If you realize that at 39, if you accomplish whatever your goals and dreams are, that's just as good as accomplishing it at 25, it's probably better and more likely and more sustainable, then you could start reframing the way you look at shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dylan, what's good, brother? I'm here with bro. He came through for you in the clutch. Thank you so much for watching my shit, bro. I can't wait to actually meet you in person as well. I hope you have the best 2023. Keep going. Love yourself first. Everything else will be figured out.
So I own a direct mail company. Tell me about what's your perspective on print in the next 10 years.
Gus, you heard me earlier, right? I literally just gave a guy advice to do direct mail, which is funny because I'm a digital guy.
Yeah,
there are certain scenarios where I think it works. The world will continue to get more digital.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. That doesn't mean that you can't have a viable business in print. Yeah. I think that there'll be more price pressure. I know that Facebook ads can do a lot of things that direct mail used to do for me at a more exciting price, and that will continue to be pressure on your business. But there's going to be paper. You will retire, and print will still be around.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm super into personal growth, like development. I love your content. I love what you put out, and I want to do something similar. I've just been scared.
Of what?
Judgment.
Of what? Let's play it out.
Oh, I'm not good.
You're not good.
Yeah.
Here's why it worked for me. Whether people said I was good at it or not, I wasn't doing it for that. I was doing it because I thought one or two people could benefit from it. So if you know that you're doing it from a good place and you want someone to have a better life, well, isn't that more important than somebody saying you're not good on camera?
Yes.
And that's it?
Yeah. So I've been in the hospitality industry for quite a while. So I just started a digital marketing agency for restaurants right now.
Smart.
I feel like with restaurants, they are still very old school, very delayed when it comes to marketing.
Most restaurants don't build brand, they do sales.
Exactly.
And the ones that build brand, ironically, are the world you come from, which was a little bit more nightlife restaurant, not restaurant.
I feel like there's still a lot of education that comes from that side of marketing.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice to restaurants? I've actually recorded this. So
you have to become the content producer of the advice to lead awareness to your business. You're telling them to make content, well, you better fucking make content. I see it.
Exactly.
So I think that's the answer. Yeah. You need to crush LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, You just got to put in the fucking work. Let me give you a really good piece of advice, because I know this space well. Do not focus on the people that say no. Just say what's up to everyone. It's like hospitality. Don't try to convince some fucking restaurant they need it. If they're not there, just go to the next fucking restaurant. Got it? Got it.
I'm a rapper. I've been rapping for like the last 10, 11 years. I've been watching a lot of your interviews and a lot of Nipsey Hussle. I want to expand that, right? So if you were my shoes, how would you take it from being local to global and destroying the competition, you know?
Putting out music.
Just putting it out consistently?
Yes. When you're in the business of music, you're one song away from having what you want to happen. Right. How much music you putting out?
I'm putting out like, right now I have like 2 mixtapes out, like 20 songs each.
How about a song a day?
A song a day?
And if you can't do a song a day, what about a song a week? And if you can't do a song a week, what about a song every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks?
It's gonna be a song. It's your own talent and how many at-bats you have.
Okay.
If you're in the music business, you gotta get music out.
Okay.
You gotta get that shit on SoundCloud. You gotta get that shit on Spotify. Upload the songs on TikTok.
And
that's your business.
Can I get like a word of the day with my people? Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Waited Up Homo Dice here with the one, the only
GaryVee. Word of the day is patience. If you want it too fast, you won't get it.
So I'm a beat maker, I'm a producer, and not only do I produce beats for artists, but I also like put out my own stuff, like
I love it. Yes.
The part that I struggle is what, obviously I know you always got to put like content out.
Yep.
I think I release like a beat tape every week.
Yep.
And then obviously like posting content.
Are you DMing a bunch of emerging artists?
Sometimes I do, but usually I would work.
Not sometimes. Every time.
Every time.
If I'm you, how I got here, I would put out a mixed beats of the week.
Right.
I would literally go to Instagram and TikTok, and I would probably DM 950 people. People that had 5,000 to 200,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok, and I would hit those people up because they're still on the come up.
Right.
I wouldn't hit up Drake. Right. Too much competition. But I would hit up the next Drake who's at 8,000 followers on Instagram, pound those people.
Right. Quick question, so I'm an attorney, divorce attorney, 10 years.
Yes.
Busy as I could be. Question now is, like that type of business where I have personal connection with my clients, how do I scale something like that? Or I know you got like 30 seconds.
VaynerMedia is the same thing. I was GaryVee, and I built a massive marketing company by letting them know when you buy us, when you have us, it's not just me. You need to build up your people. And so when you meet with a person that's going through a divorce, and you sit down with them, and you meet with them, you're like, it's me, there's Johnny, there's Karen, this is a team. And then you build people up, you're like, Dustin's better at videography than I am. Sally might be better at a certain part of litigation. Ryan might be better at, right? Everyone's like, I can't scale. I'm like, you're not building people up.
Yeah.
So I've been on a remote job for the last 3 years. I got laid off this last week. I'm a photographer and I'm building a business. My photos are in Lululemon in every store in Utah right now.
Wow.
I'm trying to kill it, but I need some stability. She's 3 months pregnant.
Congratulations.
And I need to like keep growing my business.
Right, so you need to get a job because you need that peace of mind of something stable.
Right.
What I do in that situation is I apply to literally 8,000 jobs and try to get as many interviews as possible. If you're able to get 3 or 4 interviews, you analyze them based on how much it pays you, but how much free time it gives you.
Okay.
I get a lot of people, especially now it's starting to happen, hey, I'm looking for a job, and I'm like, how many jobs did you apply to? And people are like, 2? And I'm like, you only applied 2 jobs today? And they're like, this week. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You have the internet. This is not 1985 where you have to drive somewhere and see help wanted sign. So just go ham on applying. But find the ratio that lets you do what you want.
If I'm trying to one up my fees to make a little bit more with my photography,
you just ask.
Just keep asking, keep building.
The number one thing for people that do haircuts, lawn work, photography, if you are a service provider of It Is Me, the number one rule is every job that comes up next is more expensive until the market tells you no. And you're gonna get some no's, but if you're getting enough asks, well, then you can keep going. If you're not getting asked, then you start going down.
Okay.
You're in control.
What's your most fulfilling project been? And did you know that it would be going into it?
My most fulfilling project is what we're doing right this second. The building of a personal brand that was going to provide value to people. It didn't even cross my mind that that's what I was doing at first. It's beyond fulfilling. Look at this. You know, it's like, but they're not here because I'm good at basketball. You aren't here because I'm funny in a movie. This is because we see the world in a similar place around love and kindness and hard work, and the basis of my community is sitting on such significantly important virtues. And so it's incredibly fulfilling because it's very hard to be popular in a contemporary way. You could do it as a principal, as a guidance counselor, as a religious leader, as a parent, but it's hard to be pop culture popular and talk about the shit I'm talking about, so it's incredibly fulfilling.
So one thing that just like intrigues me a lot about you is how bold you are, but how much love and compassion you have when you're carrying those things out. How do you create yourself, and what do you do that on a daily basis?
I think it was a gradual process. Like, I was definitely the kid in like 3rd grade that if like somebody picked on someone, it didn't feel good. Like, I felt bad. Just always had a lot of compassion and empathy. And so I kept building and building and building. And then it just became my perspective on life, which was like, none of this shit matters if like you aren't liked by people, if you aren't giving love to people, if you're not trying to leave a positive impact. So it's the shit that I talk to myself about every day. It's the constant conversation you're having with yourself. That happens because I'm thinking every day, how do I bring value? When I make videos, when we make content, I'm not thinking how many likes am I gonna get. I'm looking at that for performance, but I'm looking at it for why would this be good for everyone here to see? Like what am I bringing them? When people take photos of themselves with like a watch, I'm like, what is that doing for people? My argument is that 90% are feeling worse about themselves. So I try to focus on that. And so I think it's the conversation I have with myself.
It's like who you're being every day.
Who you're being every day.
The whole reason I'm here is to see you and to thank you for who you are. I feel like you support me and believe in me more than like the people I surrounded myself with. And it's like, fuck that.
I love that, Mercedes. You know what? That's such an interesting thing that hit me when you just said that. That's exactly how I feel. I genuinely do believe in people more than the people around them. Not always, but often, because I really believe in the human being.
And I feel that. Like, your videos are always like what I need to hear. And I love the honor and appreciation you have for your mother. My mom's my best friend, and she's the one that's like, I'm where I'm at because of her. And when I see you talk about your mom, it's like, people think I'm weird because I love my mom so much, and I'm like, Gary gets that. So thank you for being the kindness that the world needs and for pouring into people like me and everyone else. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Very sweet.
I know you're always talking about like go-getters and everything, and my parents came here from Armenia with nothing, and they started a business and they're doing pretty well. I sometimes feel bad because I'm kind of content being like, I work full-time, but it's not like a high-end career.
Look, I think not everybody has to strive to build a huge business. You can't put pressure on yourself for something that you're not. You don't need to be an entrepreneur.
I just feel like nowadays everyone's like, you have to be an entrepreneur. 9 to 5 is like,
I think that's crazy. I think nowadays people need to fight to be happy. Like, I'm happy being an entrepreneur and working hard, but if you listen carefully to my videos, I'm not saying do that.
That's why I love following you, because you're all about like, it's not all about money and everything. So I'm content being a mother of 3, and I love like,
being a mother of 3 is the most fucking important job on earth. I'm the byproduct of a mother of 3. GaryVee is not me. GaryVee is the byproduct of a mother of 3. You don't have to start a business. You have to just fight to be happy. Period.